Welcome to a new episode of AV Tiles and Sanitary Kollam. Today we have come up with a very interesting topic, how to select tiles. We have already covered this subject in the Malayalam language, but that was in a different perspective. That episode was named as how to select tiles from abroad. But while we were speaking about it, towards the end of the episode, we realized that it's not just for the NRIs who are selecting, but this whole process, this structured process can be used by any individual, any families who are looking to buy tiles for their new house or who are planning to renovate their old house. So let's delve into this process, like how you can select tiles for your house and what is the method that you should follow and what tips you can get from this video. Let's start doing that. So let's say you and your family are planning to buy tiles for your new house. So what are these 4 things that you should consider while you are going for a selection? Now these things should be considered or could be practiced at home before you visiting the showroom. So that's the most important point here. Whatever tips that I'm giving, these have to be practiced at home in your privacy among your family members. And then once you are done with these things, you have reached a certain decision level, only then you should visit a showroom. Only then the showroom experience will be a very efficient one. Now, tile businesses are such businesses where people just don't enter and look for things for their future use, or like for example, you enter a tile showroom only when you need the tile. Like you just won't enter a tile showroom to just check out the material as you would in a textile shop or an electronic shop or a mobile shop, for example. So what I'm trying to say here is that tile shops are like those narrow alleys which lead to your football stadium. So I hope every one of us has experienced this thing that I just said. So when you enter, you're not expecting much. It's a narrow alley. So you're thinking that this narrow alley will continue as a narrow alley as you move forward. But then very suddenly it turns into a football field, and then everybody is like baffled, like so many colors, so many prints and so many sizes. And then the customer lose orientation of what he or she actually wants for their house. And then the decisions are made on a very superficial level. They never get to go deep into the tile purchase experience. So here are the 4 things that you should consider doing a homework upon while you are at home before you reach the shop to buy tiles. So the very first thing is that you have to select a shade or a color scheme for your house. Now generally tiles are printed in the shades of white to black, which also includes the grey shades, and they are also printed in light cream color to dark brown color and all the shades in between. So generally most of the tiles are printed in these shades, but you get tiles in primary colors in very saturated yellows and blues and greens, but those are very rare. So you have to select, or you have to find out whether you want your house to be in a grey shade or you want in a slightly warmer brown and beige shade. So this is the first thing that you need to decide upon. So well, you could use Instagram and YouTubes, and you could follow good interior designing websites or interior designing pages, and as you follow them, as you follow their work, slowly it will get inside you and you will start to realize that you are inclined towards one shade rather than the other. So either it's grey shade for you or it's a warmer shade. So now you have a sense of color, like what shade you want, whether you want a grey or brown. So the moment you decide upon one, you have already moved half of your confusion away. And besides Instagram and YouTube, you could also visit one particular website which is called house.com. Now, this is a wonderful website for anybody who's looking to do a house or interiors very tastefully. Thousands and thousands of pictures, thousands of materials, and they are laid in such a comprehensive manner that once you get to this website, it almost has a charm of a social media platform itself. It will be very hard for you to get off house.com. So that one particular website I would recommend to anybody who is going to do a house and do it in a tasteful manner. Now the second thing that you need to consider is the finish of the tile. So for that also you need to visit some places consciously, that you're visiting a mall, for example, you're visiting a certain textile showroom, for example, you are visiting a footwear shop, or you're visiting any other premier restaurant, for example. And this time when you visit these places, be very conscious of the floor which is laid there. So you will find a mixture of gloss finish and matte finishes in all these places. Now once you have experienced it, you would, as you did in color, you would start to get a hunch inside you like what kind of finish is that you like or your family like. Now suppose it is gloss finish, then you have only two choices. Either you go for a normal gloss or you go for a very high gloss finish. So the gloss finish is done there. But when you come to matte finishes, there are 3 or 4 selections. The basic selection is a normal matte. A normal matte is like a normal matte, it's just matte finish. It's easy to clean and it's easy to live with and everything, but it has nothing special to offer. And then there is a specialty finish which is called a satin finish. A satin finish is slightly more premium looking. It feels premium and it's very easy to clean, but the problem is that it's very hard to find. Not many companies have invested in satin matte finishes. Now on the other side of normal matte, you have a rustic matte. Now rustic mattes are those mattes where you run your fingers and you kind of feel that matteness inside it. So it's not only you who's experiencing that matte finish, the dirt will also experience that matte finish. So basically what I'm trying to say is that rustic mattes will gather dirt a lot more. So they could ask for more maintenance. That's what I'm trying to say. And then on the final end, the latest one which has come up in this matte line is called a carving finish. At least that's how it is called in India. So it is called carving tiles. Now these tiles have the peculiarity that this matte finish feels like a buttery soft finish, but at the same time it is matte. It is easy to live with, is easy to clean, it looks very elegant and it looks damn good. That's one word for that. So go for a carving tile if you're looking for a matte tile is what I would suggest. But then it's entirely up to you. What do you like? You have to experience these places in real time. The places are all around you. They are absolutely free of charge. Go to a multiplex, go to textile showroom, go to mobile shop, go to this place, that place. Anywhere you go, just be conscious of the tile that is laid on the floor and then you will know what exactly do you need for your house. This whole process is all free. So let's go to the third point. Now the third point is the print. So what is on the tile? Tile could carry so many prints and they might as well not carry anything at all. So let's start from there. So plain tiles, absolutely plain colors are a beautiful thing, especially in matte finishes. So first of all, you have to finalize whether you want a print or not. If your answer is we don't want any print, we want plain colors, you have plenty of selection. You could go with that. But if your decision is to go with a print, then you have two choices. One is this marble. So marbles, almost any marble in this world has already been printed on the tile from all the companies. Like all the companies are doing these marble prints and I don't think there is any marble left in this world which has not already been printed on a tile. So what you see on my right is Kajaria Eternity's Kashmir Marfil. This tile, if I am not exaggerating, accounts for 30% of Kajaria's entire sale of GVT tile. 30% of the biggest division of Kajaria sells this tile alone in multiple sizes and in I think 2 finishes. So one finish is a polish finish here and this is a carving finish which I explained a little while earlier, which is one of the best matte finishes to have in your homes. Here if you look at another tile, it's by Kajaria Eternity. It's Inferno Crema. It's a high gloss finish. This again I explained a little while earlier that when you go for gloss you have 2 finishes to choose from. One is normal gloss and one is high gloss. So here is a high gloss for you. Extremely beautiful tile, very wild marble print and vibrant colors, but at the same time classy and elegant. Very good choice. And besides these natural marbles, the other set of print that you get is stained concrete print. Now stained concrete are fairly old now. It's been in Europe for around 15 to 20 years and the stained concrete just wouldn't die away. People just love stained concrete finishes and the stained concrete finishes come in many different varieties. So one of them is laid on the floor right now if you just want to check out. So this is a stained concrete, normal stained concrete finish and looks extremely beautiful. You get in all shades, you get it in shades of grey, you get in shades of brown as well. So plain colors, marbles, stained concrete or anything else that comes your way. So you have to finalize before you reach a showroom what you want, what is the print that you want on the tile. So that is your third point. Now let's go to the fourth important point. The fourth thing that we need to consider before we hit a showroom is the size of the tile. Now tiles comes in many sizes. The popular sizes are 30 cm by 30 cm, 60 by 60 cm, 120 by 60 cm and the even bigger size like 160 by 80 cm. And then come the slab sizes like 6 feet by 4 feet, the one that you see on my right now. It's a 6 feet by 4 feet tile, very beautiful. And the one I told earlier 160 by 80 is this size and then there are bigger sizes than this this. With the same width, you can go up to 8 feet height, and you can also get a 5 feet by 10 feet now, which is produced by only one company in India right now. So now you have so many sizes to select from, and how do you know which size is appropriate for you? Again, there are 2-3 factors which decide this. One is that as the size increases, the price also increases. So your budget is your first guide. Now once you have fixed upon a size or a few sizes which can be accommodated in your budget, the next thing that you need to know is the geometry which you will see on the floor. So now the top architects, in my experience, they always go for a square geometry. Now what you see on the floor right now, it's a square geometry. So it's a fairly old tile, it's 7-year-old laying, and at that time square tiles were in trend. But then as time passed by, now you see on my left, on my right, behind me, everywhere there are only rectangular tiles. So now once you have decided whether you want a square tile or a rectangular finish or a rectangular geometry, so once the geometry is finished, you can decide upon the material from there on. Now in order to find out what geometry you like, all you can do is you can take a graph paper, you can plot your room size on the scale, and now you have a tile size. So again, you put the tile on the same scale, you draw the tiles inside that graph paper, and you will see how your room, the geometry of your room right in front of you without spending much money. So this is the easier way, or you could go to a computer expert and ask him to use an application like CAD or something and ask them to plot different sizes for your room. So once you have the geometry diagram with you, you can better decide on what kind of or what size tile you want in your houses. So this was the 4th tip. So I hope you have now a deeper understanding, a better understanding of what all you should know before you go to a showroom to buy the tiles. So I hope, like every episode, we were able to bring some insight to this boring subject called tiling. I hope you enjoyed it, and more such informative videos keep posted to our YouTube channel. Subscribe it if you have not still, and like, comment, share, and encourage us in whatever way you can. Comment is the thing that we look for most, because comment give us an opportunity to interact with our customers and give answers, and we have also made reply videos for some customers who have asked very intriguing questions. So keep posted until we see you in the next episode. Bye for now.